Welcome back to our channel, and thank you for tuning in and thank you for supporting us. And if you are new to this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please encourage us by doing so, and we shall bring you the latest news as they happen. And together we can work with our great leader, µÁNZỊ IPOB and Eastern Security Network to make our Biafran dream a reality. He say, Buhari cries as Fulani control Nigerian DSS and police plan to infiltrate IPOB supporters during µÁNZỊ trial at the Federal High Court Abuja to cause havoc and mayhem in order to blame IPOB failed woefully. It failed. You can see there. They imported hoodlums to infiltrate IPOB supporters in order to blame IPOB for whatever havoc or mayhem created by the Fulani terrorist bandits. But their plan failed. The Fulani Nigerian government's plan during µÁNZỊ trial was to cause disruption and use it as an excuse for the Fulani judge, Justice ฐ์궈ükő, to adjourn µÁNZỊ trial indefinitely. But that plan failed because IPOB supporters understood the Fulani Nigerian government wicked game, and they beat the Fulani Nigerian government to their game. They beat them to their game. The Fulani controlled Nigerian DSS and police were mandated by Buhari and Abubakar Malami, the terrorist minister of justice, a Fulani bandit, to cause havoc during µÁNZỊ trial because the Fulani Nigerian government have no evidence against µÁNZỊ and the Fulani Nigerian government legal team are no match to µÁNZỊ brilliant legal team. You know, when they brought that their wishy-washy allegations, they became a laughingstock. And that was why they had to use their option B to import their Fulani terrorists from Zamfara to cause mayhem. You know, the Fulani Nigerian government are desperate to stop Biafran restoration. And the victory of µÁNZỊ fundamental human rights suit against the Fulani Nigerian government at Abia State High Court dealt a heavy blow to the Fulani Nigerian government's case against µÁNZỊ at the Federal High Court Abuja. It caused them a lot of pain. They were frustrated and crying because right now they have no basis to charge µÁNZỊ because they thought they could stop the Abia court from upholding or having jurisdiction to judge that case, the fundamental human right. µÁNZỊ filed against the Fulani Nigerian government at the High Court in Abia State. They thought they could stop it because their plan was that they want to keep lying that µÁNZỊ jumped bail in 2017. They want to hide the fact that they sent the criminal Nigerian terrorist military to invade µÁNZỊ home at Afaruku in Umuahia in order to kill him. They want to hide that fact. But now, that fact has been opened. And now the Fulani Nigerian government cannot stand on any ground that µÁNZỊ jumped bail. Because how can someone be granted a bail and he fulfilled his bail condition and he was released. And they still send the Nigerian military to go and do some kind of shameless python dance at his home in order to kill him. But thank God, ʤuKo saved him, took him out of that house that day. My brothers and my sisters, the Fulani Nigerian government are in big trouble. And that was why their quota system illiterate lawyer, Shehu Laraban, lied to the unsuspecting, gullible Nigerians that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu denounced IPOB. Whereas, instead of saying the truth, that he denounced that IPOB is not a terrorist group. And that was exactly what he said. But Laraban twisted the whole narrative in order to cause disaffection. But that plan also failed. Buhari and his gang of Fulani terrorist jihadists understand and they know that there is no way they can stop Biafran restoration and freedom. With all their blackmails, lies and deception, even with the help of the Efulefu Biafran governors and politicians, they cannot stop it. No matter how Buhari and his gang of Fulani terrorist jihadists try to stop Biafrans, they will surely fail because ʤuKo has ordained Biafran freedom and restoration, and no man can stop it. According to report, personnel of the Nigerian police and the criminal DSS recruited armed Fulani terrorist thugs, that is the bandits, to infiltrate the supporters of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to attack human rights activists, Sowore, and some journalists during Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's trial at the Federal High Court, Abuja. At the resumed hearing of the trumped-up amended 15-count charge against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu by the Nigerian government on Tuesday, some supporters had converged on the Federal Ministry of Justice premises as early as 8 a.m. in solidarity with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in what can be described as a show of force by the lawless criminal DSS and the police. The security agents cordoned off the perimeter and blocked all the access roads leading to the court premises. Some journalists whose names were not in the accredited media list were also denied access into the court premises. After a heated argument ensued between the media and the security personnel, the journalists decided to maintain a distance from the criminal DSS operatives as they mounted their cameras in front of Bayelsa House to enable them get their shots. Meanwhile, at this point, the criminal DSS operative believed to have knowledge of the game plan and infiltration told journalists to stay away from IPOB supporters and not to mingle with them to avoid some hoodlums hiding among them. It was gathered that the security personnel had told the Fulani thugs to take advantage of IPOB supporters who were not well coordinated and organized to wreak havoc. But the impostors were said to be disappointed. On Wednesday, day 2 of the trial, the divisional police officer of the Federal Secretariat Police Station, CSP Abdullahi Abubakar Hassan, a Fulani Janjaweed, allegedly recruited some Fulani terrorist bandits to carry out the harshest job with the help of some police officers and criminal DSS operatives who were in mufti. A black jeep was said to be parked at the other side of the road, close to the location where the roadblock was mounted by the police, believed to be working in cohort with the criminal Fulani terrorist attackers who also disguised as security operatives. The Fulani criminal terrorist jihadists who had already concealed knives and machetes in their clothes were joined by a few others who emerged from the other side of the road and attacked people indiscriminately. Meanwhile, some supporters of IPOB leader IÇNDI ILÍÇRRAÇİH, in an attempt to ward off the attacks on the activists, were seriously injured, thereby forcing their assailant to descend on journalists covering the scene. The DPO, Abdullahi Abubakar Hassan, who had initially watched the attackers, that is the Fulani terrorist attackers, to penetrate the deadly acts. Abubakar, who later rescued the arrested Fulani terrorist thugs from the crowd, disguised as if he was arresting the Fulani terrorists, as he made two attempts to shoot in the air but had his service pistol jammed. A joint security task force who arrived at the scene after the Fulani terrorist attackers had fled fired tear gas canister at the IPOB supporters and dispersed them. The task force, which includes the Nigerian Police, Army, Criminal DSS, the Air Force, the Civil Defense Corps, and the Nigerian Navy, have been patrolling the perimeter of the court on surveillance, but were nowhere to be found when the sponsored Fulani terrorist thugs invaded the court. A man believed to be a policeman who participated in the attack was also sighted while changing his clothes under a tree. Imagine that. The FCT Commissioner of Police, Babaji Sunday, also downplayed the attack when he was asked by journalists during a press conference. The security operatives granted access to pro-government protesters who stormed the court wielding national flags, carrying national flags. The protesters were allowed to converge directly in front of the court, singing anti-IPOB song, while the protesters loyal to IÇNDI ILÍÇRRAÇİH were chased away. My brothers and my sisters, thank you for watching this video, and bye-bye for now.